If you opened your wardrobe this morning and groaned at the hangers of clothes you once loved, but now can't stand the sight of, it's time to take a leaf our Princess Catherine fashion rulebook. When Duchess Cambridge started her second day in Singapore with a visit to the gardens by the bay in the morning and a tour of the Queenstown public housing estate, Catherine, who was on a 9-day tour of the Far East with Prince William to mark the Queen's Diamond Jubilee, took the city in style by opting for 2 different outfits for the occasions. Catherine opted for a white Alexander McQueen broderie anglaise dress, which she teamed with a pair of her favorite sandals, the navy suede wedges. The couple planted a tree at the garden, following which they visited Singapore's Rolls-Royce Seletar campus. Meanwhile, for the visit to the local housing estate later in the day, she wore a light-colored belted dress along with the signature nude stilettos. For both outfits, Catherine chose to keep her hair loose in her trademark glossy blow-dry style. However, the heat in Singapore seemed to have affected her hairdo, as the tresses didn't look as glossy as they do normally. The trend of doubling down on new outfits, foreign to the Duchess's normally thrifty sense, was continued from the first day of her visit, when she wore a kimono-style peach dress by British designer Jenny Packham and a floral print silk dress by Singapore-born U.S. designer Prabal Gurung. While the princess has a solid track record of looking party-perfect in Packham's finest, she also wears the British designer's creations for momentous personal occasions, like the births of all 3 children, Princess George, Princess Charlotte, and Princess Louis. In the future, it's likely the Princess of Wales will don more glittery gowns from her go-to evening wear designer. Here are 20 of Catherine Middleton's most stunning Jenny Packham evening gowns. Catherine wore this pearlescent pink Packham gown to a gala dinner in June 2011. The eye-catching blush gown features sparkly rose Swarovski crystals on a mesh overlay. Pretty chiffon sleeves made this mermaid dress feel romantic and modern. Not one for tight or constricting gowns with structured bodices or boning, Catherine wore her signature flowy draped chiffon evening gown from Packham for the second time at an awards ceremony in November 2018. The teal aspen dress has a sheer lace back, delicate lace cape sleeves, and a matching Swarovski beaded belt. Rivaling any Hollywood starlet, Catherine looked sensational in an embellished green gown from her favorite evening wear designer. The floor-length tenille was Catherine's dress of choice for a royal variety performance in 2021. Glossy green beads and a tonal crystal-embellished belt made this dress one of Catherine's greatest hits. Around 3 months pregnant with Princess Charlotte, the royal mom wore a light aqua-colored gown for a fancy outing. The princess donned an elegant Packham with a wrap front neckline and envelope skirt for a wildlife photography awards ceremony at the Natural History Museum in London in the fall of 2021. The baby blue dress was a standout in Catherine's typical modest couture cache and had the glamour of a red carpet dress with a flirty peekaboo mini-skirt. The men in gray suits were left shook. For a state banquet in November 2022, the princess and mom of 3 executed the impossible, not spilling anything on her cotton-colored cape dress. The Elspeth ivory gown marked a turning point for the royal, who added one more queen-in-waiting garment to her Windsor wardrobe as she prepares to ascend to the throne. Shining on the red carpet like a mirrored disco ball, the princess welcomed cheers and admiring glances from a crowd of onlookers at a Tusk Conservation Awards ceremony in September 2013. Catherine's sparkly sequin Packham brought glimmer and glam to the fall awards ceremony. Clad in royal blue in India, the princess was a sensation in a silk chiffon gown by her go-to formal wear designer. The bespoke gown has glittering sequin and light-catching beads with a matching cape and clutch detailed in the same intricate embroidered pattern. At the movie premiere Spectre in 2018, Princess Catherine looked resplendent in a pale gray-blue sheer evening gown, which she modified from the runway version, which featured cut-out shoulders and deep V-neck. At a black tie reception at St. James Palace in 2011, the princess was flawless in an artfully draped one-shoulder silver gown. The elegant and captivating Grecian maxi was noteworthy for its modesty and modernity. Elegant and enchanting in this inky blue silk gown by Packham, Catherine was a sensation at the National Portrait Gallery in her evening attire. A velvet belt, gathered sleeves, and dark spruce color made this long dress have airs of Gothic influence with a pinch of medieval magic. The princess wore an exquisite powder blue Packham design for a dinner in the City of Light while making a 2-day visit to the famed fashion capital. The royal's stunning sequin design features intricate embroidery on a sheer bodice that is saturated in sequin. Catherine finished the dazzling look with Oscar de la Renta glittering platinum pumps. For a state banquet for the Chinese president and first lady, Catherine wore a striking red ball gown in the color of the Chinese flag. The evening dress bore all the telltale Packham trademarks, including a long tulle skirt, beaded bodice, sequin detailing, and cap sleeves. As the then Duchess of Cambridge, Catherine looked enchanting in a dusty blue bespoke dress from her favorite design house for a royal variety performance in 2017. Based on a heavily sequined bridal design from Packham, the royal was impeccable in her illusion tulle gown covered in floral crystals. Anticipating the arrival of little Princess Louis, Duchess Catherine was radiant in a deep emerald gown for the BAFTA Awards in 2018. Gliding down the red carpet in the designer's Lucerne flowing silk gown with a black velvet ribbon bow belt, the brunette stunned onlookers with her mom-to-be glow. A fully realized Packham princess, Catherine had an epic fairy tale fashion moment at a diplomatic reception at Buckingham Palace in late 2018. A cloudy cowl neck dress was adorned with glittery beads and finished with an embellished belt. The gauzy A-line dress with illusion cap sleeves and sequin beading was the perfect choice for a modern royal and future queen. Looking pretty perched on a piano bench, Princess Catherine wore an ethereal blue gown for a piano performance for the Eurovision competition in May 2023. Catherine's stunning sapphire gown was a hit with royal watchers who swooned over Packham's Marlowe one-shoulder crystal-embellished draped gown. Worn in the crimson drawing room of Windsor Castle, Catherine paid homage to Ukraine with a dress in the nation's colors. Clad in a ruby gown from Packham's Fall 2019 collection, the princess was holiday-ready in a floor-length fitted gown with burgundy sequin and beaded floral embroidery for a palace reception. A departure from her usual billowy and blouson styles. The princess wowed in the figure-hugging number at the Diplomatic Corps event at Buckingham Palace in December 2022. Debuting her most iconic look to date, Catherine looked magnificent in a sequin-drenched Goldfinger column gown with floor-sweeping gold cape from go-to designer Jenny Packham for a James Bond premiere in September 2021. A beguiling and breathtaking dress moment for the popular royal, Catherine's epic evening gown nearly broke the internet. Bringing her ballerina best to Jamaica in March 2022, the princess looked like a movie star in the wonder gown from her beloved British design house. Catherine's maxi was a standout with an oversized ruffle tulle neckline, flowy skirt, and celestial crystal detailing. Clad in a sequin showstopper at the Jordan wedding of Crown Princess Hussein, Catherine was beautiful in a Georgia sequin-embellished pale pink dress from sartorial mastermind Jenny Packham. The long beaded hem, subtle padded shoulders, and tonal embellishments brought a little more royal ritz to the already glamorous affair.